Welcome back, dear viewers, to English Horror Stories. I'm Sarah Alex, and today, we have a chilling treat for you. Before we dive into the abyss, hit subscribe and the notification bell, so you never miss our terrifying tales. Support the channel below. Now, brace yourselves for a nightmarish journey into English horror stories. Title: The Enchanted Mirror Lake. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled deep in the heart of the woods, there lived a young boy named Oliver. He was a curious and adventurous soul, always seeking out new mysteries to unravel. Little did he know that the greatest enigma of his life was about to unfold. In the heart of the forest, there was a secluded lake known as Mirror Lake. Legend had it that this lake was enchanted, concealing a parallel world where everything was eerily reversed. The villagers had always told tales of strange occurrences around Mirror Lake, but Oliver's curiosity got the best of him. One misty morning, as the sun barely touched the treetops, Oliver ventured into the woods. Armed with a small boat and a sense of wonder, he reached the shores of Mirror Lake. The water was so still, it looked like a flawless sheet of glass, reflecting the towering trees and the overcast sky. As he gently rowed out into the middle of the lake, the world around him started to change. The trees began to twist and turn, their gnarled branches reaching out for him. The sky above darkened, and eerie, muffled whispers filled the air. A sense of dread washed over him, but Oliver's adventurous spirit pushed him forward. Suddenly, his reflection in the water began to shift. He watched in astonishment as his mirrored self waved and then beckoned him. With a mixture of fear and fascination, Oliver reached out his hand, and as their fingers touched, he was pulled into the other side. In this parallel world, Oliver's heart raced. The forest here was dark and twisted, the trees looming over him with an unsettling malevolence. The eerie whispers grew louder, and he realized that they were the voices of people, but their words were incomprehensible. He was now in a world where left was right, up was down, and everything was eerily reversed. Frightened, Oliver knew he needed to find a way back home. But as he turned to row back across the lake, he was horrified to see that Mirror Lake had disappeared, leaving him stranded in this bizarre, reversed world. As he explored this strange land, he noticed the flora and fauna were equally peculiar. The flowers seemed to suck the light from the surroundings, the birds moved in awkward, jerky motions, and the animals spoke in cryptic riddles that only added to his confusion. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks, with no way to escape the parallel world. Oliver's fear began to give way to desperation, and he had to summon all his courage and intelligence to survive. He forged alliances with some of the peculiar creatures and gradually started to decipher the bizarre language. But as time passed, Oliver began to notice changes within himself. He could feel the eerie world seeping into his soul. He started speaking in riddles and moving in awkward, jerky motions, just like the inhabitants of this land. He was becoming a part of the reversed world. One day, when all seemed lost, Oliver stumbled upon a hidden glade. In the center stood a single, twisted tree, its bark dark as night. Beside it was a shimmering pool of water, which was not like the Mirror Lake that had pulled him into this nightmare. Desperation drove Oliver to touch the water. As his hand dipped into the pool, he felt a surge of energy and clarity. The world around him began to shift, and he found himself back at the shores of the real Mirror Lake. With immense relief, he rowed back to the familiar world, which welcomed him with open arms. The sun was shining, and the trees stood tall and straight. The eerie whispers had vanished, and the lake glistened under the bright blue sky. Oliver had returned to his own world, forever changed by his harrowing adventure. He had learned that curiosity, while a valuable trait, should always be tempered with caution. The tale of the enchanted Mirror Lake would forever serve as a reminder that some mysteries were best left unexplored. That was Spine-Tingling. If you survived this horror journey, thumbs up and share your thoughts below. For more hair-raising stories, subscribe and hit the bell. More bone-chilling content coming soon.